Welcome to New Gameplay Today. I am Kyle Hilliard here with Brian Shea. What's up, Brian?
Hey, I hear we're checking out some new/old games in this episode.
That's right. This is Old Gameplay Yesterday, which is our sister series to New Gameplay Today. And we're looking at, the title is funny to me because it's Tomb Raider I-III Remastered.
And what games are they remastering?
Well, Brian, it's Tomb Raider I-III.
Oh, okay.
And I'm playing the PlayStation 5 version here in this video. It is also coming to PlayStation 4 and PC, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One, and Switch as well.
Yes, I'm excited for the Switch version because I've never played these games. My Tomb Raider fandom starts and ends with like the kind of reboot trilogy that they put out.
Same. I think I'm a little sort of earlier than you. I came on board when they remade Tomb Raider for PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Which was basically a modern game at the time, and I played the sort of follow-ups after that. But Tomb Raider, I believe it was 2013, right? It was just called Tomb Raider. The full reboot of the series is so good to the point that I think it's like underrated. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves for how good it was, if that makes sense.
Well, it's interesting because, like, you know, the original trilogy or these original games from Tomb Raider were such heavy inspiration on the Uncharted series. Yes. And then when they rebooted Tomb Raider, it took heavy inspiration from what Uncharted was doing at the time. So it was like a cyclical inspiration.
And I not to court controversy here, but I actually think I prefer the Tomb Raider, especially 2013. Over
that
the
first
Uncharted
one.
Games. Yeah, I think performances and narrative of the Uncharted games are more engaging and more interesting. But from a gameplay, like moment to moment, I gotta go Tomb Raider 2013.
Wow,
I adore
that.
It
Is controversial, actually. I would say, I mean, Uncharted 4 is my favorite entry in like any of those games. Like whether you're talking
I love Uncharted 4,
Tomb Raider reboot or the Uncharted series. But I don't know, man. But Uncharted 2 is real good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. Look, I'm not saying they're bad games. I'm just saying I would prefer to play Tomb Raider 13
if you are
pretty much all the Uncharted games.
If you're comparing 1-to-1, like number 1 Uncharted versus number 1 Tomb Raider reboot, then yeah, it's a runaway Tomb Raider. I definitely think Uncharted 1 is weaker than the rest of the Uncharted games.
Solid game. But all that said, I think we're in the same boat, Brian, in that like I also have never played the originals, which is why I'm excited for them to be coming to modern consoles. This is so funny to me. She cuts the rope. Why? Why didn't she just let go? Why did she have to cut the rope?
And she is not well dressed for that snow.
Also, I'm sorry, Brian. I should have warned you. This game opens with Lara Croft killing 4 dogs. Jesus Christ, Laura.
I do like that they hadn't quite figured out how to put the legs together. Like her elbows and her knees are just like actual like joint spots of her body coming together.
I know. That's not in engine, man. That's pre-rendered.
I know.
That's the era we're looking at here.
But this game was revolutionary back in the day. I do remember getting like the like GamePro magazines and reading about this game and being like, this can't be a real game. Like, look how good this game looks.
And so here we'll play a little bit of the first level of each game. It's remastered. So what they did, I mean, this is not how the game looked when it first released. They upgraded the models and stuff like that. But this game, it's my favorite type of a remaster, Brian.
Which
where
is
they just put an HD sheen on top of everything, and they let you switch back and forth.
Oh, that's good. So how do you?
So here we go.
Yeah, go back.
You ready to see? Yeah, you ready to see the original?
Yeah, take us back in time.
Here we go. Boom.
Oh,
look at that.
That's a different Lara Croft. That's not even the same person.
I know, right? God. But it's like, I mean, you can really boom, boom, boom. Like you can go back and forth, and it's. I love these kind of remakes that like just kind of let you play the original game if you want. You know, if you want a new Tomb Raider, you can go play 2013. If you want the sort of the nostalgia of the original, like this is what this is here for.
Well, it's interesting because you look at this and you're like, oh yeah, this is an old game. Like these graphics, they feel like a PS1 game. And then, like, you actually look at what the PS1 games looked like, and it's like, oh, they did a good job because they're actually making it kind of capture what your memory in your head was, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is a huge challenge with any remaster or remake, where you're like, oh, like, you know, you don't want to be too faithful sometimes, because then it's like, this feels old and it looks old. But by like recreating what we all have in our memories, like even if like with this game where I was only reading about it and watching videos, I wasn't ever playing it. It's fascinating to see how developers work that balance.
Yeah. The other big upgrade, which I was immediately grateful for, is you haven't played it, Brian, but the original Tomb Raider is a tanky controlling game. It is closer to Resident Evil in that sense. But let's see, I was pressing the start button to go to the menus. If you go to controls here, you can switch to modern controls.
Oh, that is actually a huge... Like, when they put out the GoldenEye re-releases on Switch and Xbox, the reason that I preferred the Xbox version, even though Switch you could play online, was because they had modern controls where you could use, like, the twin stick controls for GoldenEye instead of, like, just the single stick on the N64.
And it makes a huge difference here in Tomb Raider. I played it with the old controls, like, a little bit, and I was like... I can't do this, man. Like, it's nice to have full camera control on the right stick, and you know, like, so it really makes them very playable, even though they absolutely show their age in the way they control and just the way they look and everything. But that's okay. That's fine. That's what I want. Like, there's a remake of Tomb Raider. It exists, like on PlayStation 2 and that era and stuff. So. Like, I just want to have the original versions, if that makes sense, and that's absolutely what the developer Aspyr, I believe it's pronounced Aspyr.
Is it Aspyr? I've always called it Asper.
Yeah, which seems wrong, right?
It does, but like it's spelled that way.
Yeah, but they specialize in remakes and ports. You know, they ported like Knights of the Old Republic to other platforms on like Switch and stuff recently. So I mean, I haven't played a ton of this. Just sort of looking at some of the, like I said, just the first couple levels of these games, but I'm impressed. It's what I wanted. I wanted the original versions so I can go back and see what those looked like and felt like, you know?
Yeah, and also have an updated version of those versions with better controls, which seems like a major thing. Oh, that rope would sure come in handy now. Oh, okay, never mind. She can jump farther than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, well, you know, she's the Tomb Raider. What do you want me to tell you?
Oh my God, she's got ups.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking there was going to be an environmental puzzle there to be like, okay, well, we got to try to find that rope that she cut. But
now she's Laura's favorite thing:
more
shoot dogs.
Yeah, more dog murder apparently.
Which I don't like. I don't want to shoot dogs in video games anymore, please. I don't want to do it. I don't enjoy it. Let's just be done with it. Thank you.
So were you upset in the Tomb Raider reboot when you had to hunt the animals?
I mean, I don't love hunting in games, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't really.
At least in this one, really you're not the aggressor, right? Like, they are the ones attacking you, and it's arguably in self-defense.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, it is kind of jarring that the very first thing that happens in this game is Lara kills a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
Although technically, I guess they're wolves.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they're all dogs in my heart.
Yeah, they're all good boys and girls.
Oh no!
Oh, Kyle.
Well, Brian, do you want to check out some of the other ones real quick? We'll take a quick looks at Tomb Raider 2 and 3 as well.
Let's do it.
All right, Brian. This is Tomb Raider 2, which it's funny, when I booted this up and played just the opening a little bit, I was like, oh, you know what? I did have a demo of this on like the family computer.
Giant lizard. Oh, it's a dragon.
Oh, that's crazy. I had a demo for this one on like my home computer back on the day, but I was like so young when I played it that I couldn't even make it past like the opening sequence. But I did remember it, if that makes sense. I was like, oh, I remember spending like 2 hours with this and not making any progress as a child.
I don't remember which one it was, but I also had a demo for my computer for a Tomb Raider game. And I remember it got taken away from me because the sleeve that they sent it in was literally Lara Croft lying like on her stomach and seemingly topless on a beach. And it's like game marketing was so different back then, but like they were just like, hey, we've got a sexy girl on our cover, so we're gonna just really play into that and hope that horned up teen boys will put this in their computer and play Lara Croft Tomb Raider 2 or whatever game
or
it was.
Their parents will buy it at least, you know.
But yeah, it was. I remember like it came in like with one of the magazines that I had. It was like a demo disc for something, and
Yeah.
it had that, and I was just like, well, this is awkward.
This is Mom, Dad, this is fine for me to play, right?
Yeah, it was kind of exiled alongside Dead or Alive 2 for Dreamcast.
I mean, you know, fair. One thing I didn't point out last time is, you know, you have this opening pre-rendered cutscene. This also responds to the old version, new version button.
What?
So they sort of scaled this up, they smoothed it out, but this is how it looked back in the day. It was much more pixelated. Hopefully you can see in the sort of the YouTube version. But again, I appreciate that. Like, you know,
I did not expect it to work in the cutscenes.
I know. I like having the weird, crappy version with all the pixels. It's nice.
What's the best remaster in that exact sense? Like the being able to swap between old element, new element. Like, because like Final Fantasy X Remaster, you can swap between the old music and the new music, and like Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, you can do the visuals as well.
Yeah.
Like, what are ones that stick out to you? Can you even think of any others?
Yeah, I mean, the Monkey Island games for Xbox Live Arcade did that, which I really liked because the upgraded art versus the old art was pretty significant.
Yeah.
So it was nice to switch back and forth there.
That's a nice shot.
But I mean, one of the most significant ones is probably Halo 2. I think was on the Master Chief Collection, because the Blur Studio, the film company that does they redid all the cutscenes, and switching back and forth between those cutscenes in particular was crazy. Like, if you could imagine like a Hollywood sort of level studio remastering or just redoing from the ground up all the Halo cutscenes, and then it, like, you know, being side by side with the originals, that one stands out a lot. I think Halo 2 might be the most significant of those. Oh, there's a tiger down there.
Well, let's murder it, obviously.
Yeah, let's get rid of that tiger. He wasn't bothering me, but man,
yeah, that was not self-defense.
This is so tough, this first sequence. Like, I don't even know if we'll be able to get through it, but like,
so it wasn't just a young Kyle problem.
No, it turns out it wasn't. Like, it's so hard to make these like weird jumps. I'm not gonna like bore you with me, you know, being the non-Tomb Raider expert trying to make it through, but I did want to at least show off, you know, all three games. And of course, let's look at the tiger, the old version of the tiger here. There he is. He looks like a plush.
I do remember this. No. Oh god! And he's not even attacking you. You're just killing him.
He was looking for me, Brian. He was looking for me.
I do remember. I was actually on, I think, the Tomb Raider 2 episode of Replay, because this does feel very, very familiar, and I think I remember sitting next to Reiner playing this sequence. It might have been another one, though. I know it was a Tomb Raider game, though, but this feels familiar.
It starts so... Like, I have to hold down square. I want to keep modern controls, but I want to hold down square to make her walk a little slower, and then I can tap up and X at the same time. Let's see if that gets me over there. Okay. So that's like a first jump there. All right.
God, they throw you right into the fire. Not only are you trapped with a tiger, but then you have these weird, like, TMNT NES style jumps where it's like the ceiling is a little bit too low for like an effective jump.
Yeah. Okay. And then I can do that. Like, this is like the memories came flooding back to me, because I was like, oh my gosh, I remember trying so hard to get through this sequence. Okay.
Oh.
And this is like, I don't know. I'm sort of torn. Is this the cool thing about Tomb Raider? Is like this old version that it's like so tricky to perfect these jumps. You know, it's kind of cool in that way, and I like the sort of specificity of the angles that Laura needs to go and that kind of thing. Let's see. We'll see if we can make it over here, and then maybe we'll switch to 3. Oh, no.
Oh, Kyle, right into the... Didn't you kill that tiger?
There's another tiger.
Oh, he came to mourn his friend.
I'm sorry, buddy.
God,
all right.
Resilient.
Well, let's just pretend I made it up there.
Good job.
We're all very proud of myself, and let's move over to Tomb Raider 3.
All right.
All right, Brian. This is Tomb Raider 3. again, we're looking at the opening cutscene. You can switch back and forth from pixely to not pixely if you want.
I prefer not pixely.
I prefer not pixely. But damn it, I'm glad it's pixely if I want it, you know?
Yes.
Like, I want it to exist, even if I don't take advantage of it.
There's water.
I know.
Looks like the weird static goo that consumed Neo in the first Matrix.
that's where the Wachowski siblings got the idea. They were like, the opening of Tomb Raider 3, that goo that Laura swims through. I'm pretty sure this was before the Matrix, right? I think so.
I mean, the Matrix was like 99, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, this might have been after then. Yeah, I'm not sure. Good movies, Brian. I don't know if you know that.
Some of them.
Another controversial statement. The Matrix movies, great films. I want to just get to the gameplay because I feel like we've seen enough of these fun pre-rendered.
Look at the monkey.
I know, it's cool. So
Okay.
here we go. This is you start out.
Wait,
in the
let's see the
jungle here.
comparison. Wow.
A lot less foliage. Aspire really turned up the foliage knobs for 3.
All right, so
Oh no, is this good? All right, so far so good. I think there's a spike pit coming up that I got to jump over here. They really throw you right into this.
oh god,
Oh jeez. Okay.
still not as tricky as those jumps in 2.
No, I feel like at least
what's
I'm making a little progress here. I got some shotgun shells.
Oh good. I'm sure there's a dog nearby we can use them with.
Oh,
Oh god.
all right.
It's amazing how that stopped just like that.
I made it. That's weird. And now this is I did notice something here. Let's see. Gosh, sorry, the camera's kind of going crazy.
Whoa. Is that the treasure she's seeking? Oh,
That's right. That's from the first
well,
game.
got that.
But,
Let's go home.
Now, one thing I noticed here, which is like I'm going to knock the game a little bit for, is if I walk straight ahead, if I walk straight ahead, I sink in mud and I can drown.
Yes.
But it's like hard to tell. It's like a flat sort of texture that just looks slightly different from the ground. But if you switch to the old version, you see it actually has some motion to it.
Oh.
I don't know. Can you tell over the stream here, Brian? You see how it's sort of like undulating?
I can tell, actually.
Yeah.
It's not happening in the...
It's not happening in the updated version. Which is like...
That's a strange
bummer.
thing to strip away.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I don't know if it...
I guess
don't
it
know why
looks
that happened.
different enough from the ground you're standing on right now. Like that, it looks identical.
It didn't for me, Brian. The first time I tried to play it, I walked into it and I drowned.
Well,
But so that I worry that maybe there's some more shortcomings like that where it's a little bit clearer what you're sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Where you can tell what the sort of gameplay mechanic of the thing is in the old version, where in the new version it's a little bit too cleaned up and it gets smoothed out to the point where you can't really tell what you're looking at.
yeah, that's fair. So you're just not going to drown for our enjoyment?
No, it's not fun to watch that.
It seems like they finally got the memo that we didn't want to do. The first thing that we didn't want to do was murder animals.
You say that, but there's a monkey.
Oh, why are you killing? Are the monkeys bad guys in this?
Yeah, I mean you know what? Actually, I don't know. I've only played a little bit of this now at this point, Brian. But I hit a point where I was like, well, there's an animal. I probably have to kill it. so I guess maybe I should have spoken to the monkey.
Yeah, maybe the monkey was a quest giver.
Maybe.
Have you ever seen The Lion King?
It's so dense here that it's kind of hard to
Whoa.
like. There's not really, which is interesting. It's a different era of game design where there's not really a clear path forward, right? Like it's designed much more open, maybe to a fault, where it's like really hard to tell where to go. Oops. Well, you know, that still got me where I needed to go. And here we go. That spike wall's gonna move when I throw this switch. You can tell I made a little bit more progress in Tomb Raider 3 compared to 2, because I was like, I could not like make it over those first jumps in 2. But here, at least, I was like, oh, I found some switches and I see some ledges I need to go up.
You're moving along here.
Oh, let's see. You know what? Actually, this
zip line? Is it a zip line? Oh,
it was, but then I screwed it all up. Can I even get back up there, I wonder? Oh, no, I ruined the zip line. I'm sorry, everybody. Although, Oh,
That's my favorite. I think you should leave gag is the guy who's on the reality show not to find love, but because they have zip lines.
that is really funny. I love when he's like at the dinner, and he's eating food. And they're like, "I think I really got a connection with her." He's like, "Yeah, me too." And then he just runs off.
Great show.
Great show.
Check out I Think You
Yeah,
Should
great
Leave on
show.
Netflix.
Yeah. All right. I want to see if I can get on the zip line, Brian, and then we'll call it an episode of Old Gameplay Yesterday. Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered from Aspire.
There's the poor monkey that you murdered in cold blood.
I didn't do it. Laura did it. It's different. It's a different thing.
Fair.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, I don't have to throw the switch again. That's good. Okay.
Zip
now,
line.
This is the moment of truth. I think I hold R2.
Well, good save. Good save.
Thank you. Let's see. All right. I'm making you nervous, I guess, huh?
Yes. Oh God.
Now this is Tomb Raider fans are screaming at me right now that I'm doing something wrong, and they're right. Dang it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to use it.
I'm going to look it up because I want to see this
Go ahead.
freaking zip line.
We love zip lines here at Game Informer.
Press action and hold on to it.
Oh, okay. I believe that's triangle. Let's see. Inch, Laura.
So step
there we
in
go.
front
I
of
had
it.
to get my
Yes.
head
Now press action.
right up next to it. There we go.
Look at that camera angle.
Yeah, look at
Little
that.
cinematography at play. Oh, look,
But
there's fish.
anyway-
Kill them.
Oh, wait, what?
That would be funny if they all started floating to the top.
Oh, that would be great. Hey, that's dinner, baby. But anyway, hey, that's Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered. I'm glad it exists. I think I'll play a little more just because I really want to. The Tomb Raider franchise is really cool. I don't know what Crystal Dynamics is doing with it right now. I mean, I imagine it's probably there's something new in the works. It's time for another reboot at this point, I would assume.
Now, didn't they
safely.
say they
I mean,
were
I don't
working
know
on something
anything.
with it?
I think so, right? I think they've said we're working on something Tomb Raider, which is great. I'm happy for it to return. I really, I didn't love all of the 2013 one is far and away my favorite, and then I played the other two and enjoyed them. But
I feel like I liked each one less than the one before it.
yes, yeah, that's how I felt. But I'm super happy to have these in the same way that Metal Gear released on new platforms early or last year. I'm glad to have them.
Yes.
You know, I'm glad to sort of be able to revisit them and try them out and stuff like that. And so yeah, and the game comes out. Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered will be available on February 14th, Valentine's Day, on all major platforms, which is nice.
Just in time for
I'm just not supposed to go over
Valentine's Day.
That's right. But Brian, thanks for tuning in and checking out the game with me. And
Oh no!
yeah,
Now you've
Tomb
done
Raider.
it. Are those piranhas?
Now I've done it. I don't know. I got stuck over here. There's like what's it called?
Water
current. That oh yes, thank you, water. No, there's a current that sort of throws me over here. That's why I had to use the zip line to escape the current, but then I couldn't jump through the hole. So, but anyway, Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered. I like it. There's the shortcoming I mentioned earlier about some of the textures being a little strange, but overall, it seems like they did a good job with it. So, thank you, Aspire. We appreciate it here.
All right. Well, thanks
And
for
thank you,
showing
Brian.
me. Thanks for showing me this
Yeah.
game.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we will see you again in the future. Bye.